Hello, hello. It's been a while. Welcome to LFC Stuff podcast. Today you'll be listening to Shane, myself, and Josh. Our fearless leader, Dave, is we're going to assume he's getting preparations underway for Sunday.
It's funny.
This coming Sunday.
It's funny because we have no idea where he is or what he's doing.
Yeah, we can only assume.
Yeah.
You know, he's doing the Lord's work. But for those of you listening at a later date, this coming Sunday, Liverpool play. It's a bit of a Northwestern derby, I guess we'll have to start calling it, since they're not really our rivals anymore. But it's the big one. It's against Man United. Excited, Josh?
No, because I saw a tweet earlier about how there was a United fan. You might have seen it going on about how Liverpool finishing the season with 109 points, drawing one and losing one, and it's both against Man United. How would you feel? And I would actually be a little bit annoyed, I think, because imagine, you drop, how many, that's 5 points, isn't it? Dropping 5 points all season, all 5 come to them. It's not going to happen, because...
I don't know if people can hear me clenching my jaw through the microphone. I'm annoyed just thinking about it.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I've already accepted it, because I really feel like that's what's going to happen. Even as the most optimistic of Liverpool fans, I feel like it's just destiny for
if they don't have Rashford,
United to do it.
If they don't have Rashford, which by all accounts they won't, they will find it very difficult. But I think I was saying the other day that I would rather, end the season. If we're going to go unbeaten, I'd rather end the season like 134, drawn 4, than 137, drawn 1, because I just couldn't deal with Man United being the only game we dropped points in, because they'd spin that into like a win for them.
Oh yeah,
and then it'd be like, yeah, it doesn't matter that you've only dropped 2 points all season. You've got 112. You drop points to us. So are you actually? It's a tainted title, or whatever it is. So that I would happily drop points to like Watford in a couple of weeks, or Aston Villa at home, which they normally do anyway.
So you're at the bargaining stage of grief, is what you're telling me.
Well, I think
before you reach acceptance.
I am so close to saying it's done. I don't think it is yet, but I am so. If we get past United and Wolves without losing, actually United, Wolves, and West Ham without losing, 7 points from them, it's over, I think. So we can start picking and choosing which games we want to drop points in and whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be the arrogant son of a bitch to say like, I think it is over, and I'm looking ahead to like the Invincibles record and stuff like that. But then,
I don't care.
Come Sunday 3:00, I'll just be quivering, and
See, I don't care about the Invincibles. I want to do the double and win the Champions League as well. That's if we do what Pep's Bayern did, which is wrap the league up by April, then the last 4 or 5 games, just play the under-23s whilst you focus on the Champions League, and then you lose all 5. I'm more than happy with that if it means we get through. I mean, we have got Atletico Madrid. I don't know if the draw had been made when we talked about it last. We were here last. I'm not sure. But we've got Atletico Madrid.
Woohoo!
I'm just hoping they don't kick the shit out of us.
I
would have loved to have the other Madrid, and then Man City have our Madrid.
Yeah, oh God, because Liverpool are just, I mentioned like the Invincibles, but Liverpool, it's kind of doesn't even make sense how good they are right now, but there is a real feeling of invincibility to the point where even the kids are beating Everton in the cup. But like, that's just where we're at right now. That's the wave of momentum, if you want to use that phrase. That's what we're riding right now. We just feel invincible, and you would love to have Madrid, but it's interesting that you mentioned Pep's Bayern, because they didn't actually. Well, I say they didn't actually win it, and it's this thing of like, maybe Klopp will just refuse to rotate till the end of the season.
That's what I was saying was the process rather than the outcome.
But it's notable that like Pep has like ever since he's like developed the neuroses about the Champions League, and it becomes kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whereas like right now, it feels like Liverpool's self-fulfilling prophecy is just to win every
Well,
game. And
we saw last season we can do it because most seasons 97 points wins you a league title, and then we won the Champions League. So I don't think the quality in Europe is anywhere near as high as it has been. You've just got to look at how many points we've got compared to the other leagues, top places. I think PSG, they just tend to freeze when they get to the latter stages. It all depends on who they have fit. I think Real Madrid have got the black magic of Zidane. Man City will always conspire to fuck it up.
City or
Barcelona have got a manager now who has never managed in the Champions League, and by all accounts, his teams are terrible away from home. They're very open. Atletico Madrid, I think we'll just knock out. Who else is there? That's about it.
Valverde sacked, wasn't he?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Quique Setien, the new manager, very open, very wild at times. So it could be fun.
Yeah.
They could be a really fun team in the Champions League, but I don't think
Barca are still massively flawed.
Yeah, I don't think fun wins you the Champions League. So
could it be that Man City? It seems like one of the obvious ones, but it could be they can finally focus their. I know the joke is that they have all the resources in the world, but they could finally focus their mental energy on the Champions League because the title is.
But they have this really strange. Well, Pep has this really strange tendency just to overthink the Champions League, and he tries just really weird things. Like against Tottenham last season, it was just weird the way they played. His own anxieties
just manifest in like the formation. Like when he went away to Barca with Bayern, and in the first 10 minutes, he like changed the formation. That was obviously a planned thing, but at the same time, it's just classic overthinking. Whereas when they play their own game,
I think the big one for me is when they lost to Real Madrid with Bayern, and they lost the first leg 1-0 away at the Bernabeu, which is not a terrible result when you're going back home. And then he set up like they did, like Man City did against us in the second leg, to just try and blitz them, and they were like 3-0 down within half an hour. It's like, what are you doing? All you have to do is just stay in the game, play the way you play, and you've got more chance than not of pegging them back or scoring 2 goals. But I just think the combination of Zidane and the Champions League and Guardiola's flawed tendencies can really conspire to, because they are playing each other, aren't they? Man City, Real Madrid. So that could be that's going to be the best tie, I think.
It's going to be a fun watch.
Ours is going to be the most dull.
I think ours is going to be absolute grind fest.
I think it'll be 1-0 to us at Atletico, and then 0-0 at Anfield in the most disgusting football matches.
It has a bit. Well, we could just blow them away, but it definitely has the potential to be a redux of like Liverpool, Chelsea, mid 2000s battles.
So, Champions League, that's what, February. We've got plenty of games to.
We're reaching as far ahead as we can to avoid talking about playing United on Sunday. Playing Man United as a Liverpool fan, it brings out all kinds of emotions, 99% of which involve fear. But yeah, I suppose it's particularly as you and I are two lads born in the 90s and not from Liverpool, that's probably the biggest of the big one. Whereas if our resident Go the Game expert Dave were here, the derby is understandably something different, because I think it's all about when you're in school and you go into school the next day and there's all the fans of the other team. So if you're from the city, then naturally you're going to have all the blues at you. But definitely for me growing up, it was all the United fans, and it definitely it stirs fear in me before the game. It stirs fear in me unlike any fixture ever has or ever will, I think. And even I'd be more nervous for a league game against United than I would for Champions League finals. We've been lucky to experience lots of both of them, and I know which one makes me more nervous. So I think it's we'll go all childhood psychology on it. But yeah, so on that note, Josh, I'll ask you, what are your fondest what's your fondest United memory from games from playing against United?
Mine, I'm going to go to 2003. The Worthington Cup final.
Oh yes, excellent shout.
I was in the pub with my dad and my granddad watching that, and it's just beating Manchester United in a final. Gerrard's deflected shot from 25 yards, looping over Barthez, and Michael Owen racing through to seal it. The Millennium Stadium going absolutely wild. It sticks in my mind, that one, because it was on a very small TV in a pub that we don't normally we never used to watch the football in, and it was just a great day as a kid beating Manchester United. I was only 6.
Yeah, that was a Jersey Dudek masterclass that day as well. If you ever watch the highlights back, it's just him making save after save, and then Owen on the break to make it 2-0.
It was better than Istanbul for Jerzy Dudek in terms of general performance. Maybe definitely unsung part of his legacy, since his legacy is nearly all Istanbul. But so that's another. That is definitely my one, because everyone will think 2009. When we were in the league title.
That's my one. We'll move on to that in 1 sec. I will say for 2003, I actually have fond memories of that as well, because I would have been 11, I guess I would have been. So, but I was watching it with my next door neighbours who are United fans.
Yeah.
And all I remember is just Gerrard's goal, like looping in. You see it in real time. You're like, what a goal! And then it's deflected. And then I can't remember much. All I remember as well is Owen breaking away, and it actually made it 2-0. And I think at that point my next door neighbor, my friend's dad, he walked out. He was like, "That's game over," and we were game over. And we actually went outside and played football. That's how it was like, oh yeah, cool. Liverpool beat United. That was sound. Whereas losing to them is always far worse. It's always just a relief when you win against them. But on that, the other one is 2009, and it's the obvious one, but I suppose it's the reason it's my fondest one, to give it more context, I suppose, was just how bad we were in the Rafa years, for especially away to big teams. Like, our record wasn't good. It was the only time we won at Old Trafford under Rafa, and I think we only won at Stamford Bridge once. So the away games under Rafa in the league, because obviously he was great in Europe, but in the league that it really stands out. And to win 4-1, it was just a crazy game. I can remember it as well because my granddad had passed away the day before, and so I was kind of just watching it as we were getting ready to go down to Limerick for the proceedings and all that. But because earlier in the week I'd been down in Limerick watching the 4-0 against Real Madrid. So everybody remembers that week. It was kind of a special week, and it's kind of memorable for me in different ways, but it stood out nonetheless. So it's
Andrea Desena remembers that week.
That was Andrea Desena's career in a week. Yeah. What the hell?
Goal against Real Madrid, goal against United, boom. Yeah,
that was amazing. And then so the 4-1, for any of those who don't know, I remember, I think it was Nick Miller once described it as somehow feeling like a smash and grab despite being a 4-1, or maybe that was Rob Smythe, the bitter mank, but it was some journalist once described it as somehow feeling like a smash and grab despite being 4-1. But my favourite player, Fab Aurelio, scoring from the free kick, it was just stuff dreams were made of. It was incredible.
The context of the game as well.
Yeah, to keep the league alive.
It kept the title race alive. Obviously, we did it in peak Liverpool fashion, where you only lose 2 games and still don't win the title.
Yep.
Only losing 1 game. Didn't think we'd have
was Benayoun at Fulham the next week then? And it was
I think so.
Like that whole season 08-09 was just, people just remember it as when we came second, 86 points, but there were so many last minute winners.
The whole run in was Gerrard against Istanbul when he's geeing up the fans. It was just that. As a come on, we're still in it. We had we had shades of that last season in terms of
13-14 is the more obvious parallel with it. But like that special feeling where chatting we're going to win the league, whereas this season is really uncharted territory for nearly all Liverpool fans, you would think. But
it's boring
in terms of the vibe.
It's boring.
It did get boring at times against Sheffield United and Spurs. There's no jeopardy whatsoever. Even Lo Celso putting it wide at the end, it was just like,
That's one of those things though. If the Celso scores, we make it 2-1 about 5 minutes later. So
yeah, it's just
because I
that
thought
damn good.
just to quickly mention the Tottenham game, I thought
Yeah.
that was our best performance away at a top 6 team under Klopp
Yeah, it's a weird
for
one because
for 70 minutes. We
Mourinho did so hard though. Like
yeah
Mourinho did the like it's like the old school British manager thing where they don't even do it anymore, but they used to go away to a top side and or even at home. But yeah, do it home. Basically, the thing was make the game 10 minutes long. So for 1-0 down on 80 minutes, that's brilliant. And now we can go for it. You know, it's like playing with total fear, and that's what they did. They never attacked, and yeah, it was very weird. But I couldn't say it was definitely the best away to a top six just because Mourinho. It was Mourinho the shit of it. Like we played our part, but you could see even that we were starting to switch off. Like
yeah.
it was, I was like, oh, Mourinho's plan is working, but like his plan was so small time that it was like I can't give him. I don't want to give him the credit by saying it was one of our best performances. It was just extremely mature. Like it was the exact same performance I saw against Sheffield United, except without
Just
the
we
push
didn't
at
get
the end.
and we didn't get the second goal. Which,
Yeah.
if we got that second goal after 60 minutes or so,
Yeah,
we see that out with no dramas whatsoever.
yeah. There's your Spurs review, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have fondest memories against United. Let's have your worst memory against United.
I'm going back to 2003.
Oh wow.
We went to Old
Oh,
Trafford.
I know. Oh, I know what this is.
We went to Old Trafford after winning the cup, and everyone's thinking, right, we've got a chance here. We've just beaten them in the cup, and we got absolutely demolished. Sammy Huppier sent off.
Oh, is that one? Oh my
one.
god, was that the same season Gig scores twice? Or was that 03-04?
I can't really remember the big detail. I just remember watching this game.
Yeah, I was watching it as well at home.
I mean, Van Nistelrooy is running through on goal, and Sammy Huppier just tugs at his shirt, and he's sent off. And I was again in the pub.
We had to take off a striker, didn't we?
Yeah, and my grandparents had come down. We always went to this pub before they went home, so we were watching it in there. And I just thought, how could we beat them in a cup final, and then weeks later be just so the polar opposite, so far away from them. It was just as a child, it was almost one step forward, two steps back, and
yet you've probably seen it so many times now. Like when we lose the League Cup to City and Chelsea, and then batter them the very next game. You know, not quite the same thing, but it's definitely like the other team just gets their back up or however you want to put it. You know, and it's like. It almost becomes like a mental thing, you see it, but yeah, as a child, it's like what, how, why?
But that
doesn't make any sense.
That is one of plenty of horrible memories of playing Manchester United.
It's all part of the childhood of realizing that United were the best, and by the time you reach the 2010s, you're just like a miserable young adult who just wants Ferguson and Scholes and Giggs to retire / not exist anymore.
I'm hoping that's what's going to happen to United fans in the 2030s.
Oh, hell yes.
When they realise that actually you can talk about how good our front three are all we want. Liverpool have a better team than us, and they have done for 10 years, and we've not really noticed. We've always been one transfer window away from matching them, and it's never happened. So
no, they were never within touching distance. There was a couple of times we came second, but
I mean, how many points clear are we now? 30 something of Manchester United after 22 games, 21 games. Yeah,
well, it needs to be 3 more after Sunday. That's all I'll say.
I think it will be.
Yeah, it should be, but it's vile as well.
What's your bad memory of Manchester United?
This one's amazing. I remember the 4-0 one, as you said. I remember seeing Sammy Hippier get sent off, and then I think I had to go somewhere because this was like we'd only just got Sky Sports. I think because I wasn't like the only time I ever got to watch football was if I was playing rugby, and it would be on like in the pub later. But I think we just got it in the house or something. I was celebrating it, but yeah, Hippier gets sent off, and I don't remember the rest. I think I remember hearing on the radio later they lost 4, and I was like, what? So obviously wasn't taking it very well. But my worst one, it comes in the Rafa era. It was a defeat at home and it was none other than the John O'Shea.
Oh no.
Now, the
Oh.
story I have for this one is even better because around this time, so it's like mid 2000s peak ref. I think yeah, that's 2007. So it wasn't the best season, but we had it was still early Rafa years, and we had like it felt like we were back again, big team. And I remember I developed a habit during it might have been the 2005 Istanbul run. I had a habit of watching it at home, and like I would like run out. I'd get so nervous sometimes that I'd like watching it on my own. I get so nervous I'd like run out to another room or something and wait until it was over. At the very last minute, I just couldn't handle it,
Yeah.
and so I did this for the 1-0, and I went and I hid for the I think they actually had. I don't know, did they have the free kick, and I went and hid or something. But I was just like, if I just go away for 2 minutes, it'll be all over. It's like Homer Simpson in The Simpsons. He's like, hopefully, if I hide under a pile of coats, this will all go away. I was going for something like that, and so I did that, and I came down, and I just came down to scenes of the United players like celebrating on the pitch. I was thinking it was going to be another 0-0 because we had loads of them at the start of the first two Anfield games between Rafa and Ferguson were 0-0s, and I figured it was just going to be another one. And so to come down, seeing that all the United players celebrate, I was so confused. Like it was like, well, duh, of course this would happen. And yeah, in school the next day, and the fact that it's John O'Shea as well, so it's an Irish player, it's even worse. And then you see the goal, and it's so crap, and like it's in front of the cop end. So it's both a goal, a loss I didn't experience, but yeah,
You felt the experience.
Oh, I felt it. I felt it the whole week in school. You better believe it.
Why do the football gods put us through all this?
So we could experience salvation in our 20s, Josh. That's why.
I mean,
so we could rediscover our faith.
I was so. I can't really remember my reaction last season when we beat them 3-1 because it was like, yeah, I expected to win, but also I was adamant we wouldn't because it's Mourinho, it's United.
Oh, I remember my reaction. It was the hardest I celebrated goal all season. I think I even said that in the awards we did. Because yeah, we might as well talk about that one as we preview this one then. That was a game where we were pretty in control. Mane makes it 1-0 off a beautiful Fabinho pass, and then Alisson, because all the talk in the week had been Alisson's best goalkeeper in the world, and then he drops a clanger in front of the cup, and Lingard of all people taps it in, because I remember Mark Goldbridge giving it, "There's your best keeper in the world."
I bet that was I bet that was his last goal for United, wasn't it, Lingard?
Yeah, it can't be fair. Yeah, because he's actually
that was December, wasn't it? And Mourinho
and the talk had been that he hadn't scored for nearly a year. So it can't be far off.
It could be around that time. Yeah,
but yeah, and it was. I don't know if you remember. It was a game where we were actually starting to lose our heads in the sense that Lovren and Van Dijk started taking shots.
Klein
from 35
had
yards.
one that went about 20 yards over the bar because Klein played, didn't he?
Klein actually hit a good one before that, at least. Or he got one on target, but it was.
I think
Klein you could see heads.
Yeah,
heads were starting to go big time.
Fabinho had one, then Klein had one, then Lovren had one, then Van Dijk had one, and Klopp was going absolutely bananas. Especially when Lovren had it. When Lovren did it, Klopp snapped. It was like, come on.
But that's like, it's like classic seeing it for a team as controlled as us, because we were every bit as good as we are now. I'd say we were almost nearly every bit as good as we were last season. We haven't been this good for a while.
It was a great performance, that one.
Yeah, but you could see heads were starting to go, and then he brings on the glorious little power cube, and everything just made sense again. He just got the ball down, passed it forwards, or else went forwards and found stuff. But he was like the ultimate sub. It was amazing. And then even better is that his 2 goals are like deflected, so United get to feel extra sickened. Like there were 2 rotten deflections, especially the first one. De Gea's like punching his post and like going furious, and I celebrated them so hard, and it was just amazing.
But it was just that time. I think City were dropping points. We were just winning and winning and winning. It was like, hang on, we could be in with a chance here. So,
and Mourinho gets sacked on Monday.
Yeah, Mourinho for the second. Is that the second time Klopp's had Mourinho sacked? No, I think he survived after Chelsea. The Chelsea one just.
That Chelsea was a good one as well.
That was a good one. Yeah. But I think I think there's a lot of similarities with this season and last season. You've got a manager at Manchester United who's under a lot of pressure. Not the same pressure, I don't think, as Mourinho was under, because they were genuinely abysmal in that half a season under Mourinho.
Well, Ole is one of their own, isn't he?
Well, I think there have been glimpses that they can play a certain style against a certain opponent. But...
Well, yeah, we saw that earlier this season, didn't we? In the only game we've dropped points in, they I won't say they had our number. Well, actually, it was a really good tactical performance from Solskjaer.
We showed them too much respect, though. We were just a little bit too.
We showed fear
until like the 60th minute, and then we thought, hang on, we're better than these are, and then we started to control the game a little bit more. Jordan Henderson being shoehorned onto the right wing, and
so Solskjaer did come up with a really, if we get tactical about it for a second, he came up with that really interesting thing of playing three at the back and the wing backs, which is nothing special in its own right, but he actually had Wan-Bissaka and I think it was Shaw or Young, I can't remember which. I think it was Young actually, and they just sat in the spaces that we want Trent and Robertson to vacate. So like, whereas the reason Robbo and Trent get so much joy is because the last however many years has been, just let the fullbacks have it, and we were like, okay, our fullbacks are brilliant, and basically United kind of denied that, and then it was just Atkinson, fucking hell, he was. Even my girlfriend doesn't know like the name. She's just learning the referees now. She's got all the players inside out, but she's learning the referees, and she saw him on TV. But did he referee a recent game of ours or some other game? And she was just like, "What's that fucking cunt from?"
He refereed the Tottenham game, didn't he?
Yeah, and she recognised him. She's like, even she remembered his fucking cunt face. So like, yeah.
That was the first time I got properly pissed off with VAR, because it was clearly a foul in the build up to their goal, and it's like, come on.
Yeah, we at least we got it back with City.
Yeah, I can concede that Atkinson might not have seen it because his view was blocked. Fair enough, but that is what VAR's for. If the referee has missed something, it's to be
he's a really senior referee as well, so like it's kind of harder to.
And it was a really junior VAR. I think it was David Coote, who I'd never heard of.
Do we know who the referee is on Sunday? I'm not sure I want to know, but...
I don't know. It should be. You'd like to think it's Michael Oliver.
Please, God.
And everyone says he's the best referee. He's still not that good, to be fair. Just the standard of refereeing is so poor. I'll just see if they've announced the referees... But yeah, we have to. I don't think we have to beat United. It's actually quite nice going into this game knowing we don't have to beat them. A draw is fine. It's not ideal, but it's not going to derail our season. Plus,
hello.
Yeah, I'm still here. Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I don't know what happened there.
Okay. Do you remember the last thing I said?
We were talking about referees, and suddenly I passed out and found myself on the kitchen floor. Yeah.
You heard the Michael Oliver bit, didn't you?
I heard us talking about looking for Michael Oliver.
Oh, I don't know how we're going to patch this up now.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
We could do it live.
Yeah, as per. Go on, who's the referee on Sunday then?
I don't know, I've not found it. Okay. So I was just looking for it when you collapsed.
See, that's what we get for talking about referees on the podcast.
They're trying to silence us.
The powers that be will have none of it. But yeah, that was a like an all-time shit tier performance from Atkinson at Old Trafford, and
yeah, it was just.
And then it was the subs that kind of saved the game, wasn't it? Naby comes on and
Adam Lallana
moves the ball really well, and Lallana gets the equaliser. And I don't think we came close to a winner.
Chamberlain hit a shot just wide from the edge of the box, which was very close. It was like with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, but I remember that. that game was the worst I felt all season because I was convinced we were losing, and Lallana's like with United. It's not even like it's just relief. It's just yeah. But yeah, we go again on Sunday.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Anthony Taylor.
No, it's Craig Pawson, who is just terrible. And then the fourth official's John Moss, and VAR is Paul Tierney. Paul Tierney, VAR, the man with the world's hairiest arms, is...
Oh, yeah, he kind of baby-faced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not great. Who's Craig Oliver? Who's Michael Oliver got? He better not be wasted on some... He's got Watford, Tottenham.
You know what? I'll take Pawson just because not that I don't have. You're probably going to remind me of one. I don't have any particularly.
Do you
bad
remember?
Memories of.
Do you remember the West Brom FA Cup game with VAR? Where we had
I didn't have a good stream for that game. But
it was about 10 minutes worth of VAR drama. He only had it on like 3.
Well, this is his chance for redemption.
Yeah. He just tends to be a bit of a job's worth, and like all English referees.
No, but if you offered me another random referee, I wouldn't take one just because you're saying basically you're hoping to get Oliver and not like Mason or.
As long as you're not getting Moss, Mason, and Atkinson, it's fine.
The whole or Taylor
and Taylor,
that's
Dean. But Dean, I don't think Mike Dean can do Liverpool.
Well, yeah, he only does Merseyside. He only does Merseyside derbies, which is amazing.
Because he's a Tranmere fan.
Yeah. No, I love Mike Dean. Probably because we haven't had to put up with his shtick. But it's it'll be interesting.
In terms of the team, do you throw Fabinho back in, or do you stick with Henderson?
See, I'm never good at kind of predicting, or I'm never good at offering what I think the team should be because I'm at the stage now where I'm just like, well, whatever Klopp does, it's right. And I'm kind of more analysing.
Probably won't matter.
That said, if he's fit, he has to start. But then at the same time, I think Hendo's been like really good. So
I'd personally leave it and play him against Shrewsbury.
Yeah, let him. We don't need to. That's the thing. Even though it is United, big picture, we don't need to be rushing him. So
I mean, we have got Wolves in the week as well on Thursday.
What is that? The league?
Yeah.
Or what is that?
That's the league. We're away at Wolves on Thursday.
Yeah.
A week today.
Wow. Who the hell is available to start in midfield then? Hendo, Genie, and
Ox,
and Milner and Naby are out.
Yeah. So Fabinho being back on the bench is a bonus. I mean, Jones is there.
Yeah.
Jones is there as well, but I wouldn't want to throw him in against Man United.
No way.
Minamino could probably do a job, but he's not played there before for us, so it's a difficult one for him.
He's Minamino's getting the new signing treatment of being eased in because I didn't think it would be right to throw him in against Spurs last 20 because it was really starting to ratchet up.
That's why I put Shaqiri on, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, he brought Shaq on 91.
Oh, did he? Was it Origi bought on, wasn't it?
Yeah, Origi came on, tried and trusted. But I think he knows what he's doing with Minamino.
Oh, Minamino will play against Shrewsbury and I'll have a chance there.
I'd be fairly shocked to see him thrown in. So I think the team kind of picks itself.
Yeah. But it's good to have injured players back. I'll have Matip back on the bench.
Matip, that's great.
Cater and Milner are back next week, apparently.
Nice.
So all those players we've had injured. I don't know how we've managed to win every game.
We just fucking get on with it, don't we? It's just like that's it.
Yeah, we're not crying about it in the press, are we? Like other bold managers.
Yeah. So what? Genie. I suppose, and then I think a lot more interesting to me is what the hell is United's team going to be?
Well, I think David De Gea will probably start in goal.
Fair shout.
Maguire got rushed back from his hip injury, so he played, didn't he, against Wolves? So he'll start with.
This is how out of touch I've been. What happened against Wolves? Did they win or lose? Or?
Yeah, they won 1-0. Juan Mata.
Okay.
I think they'll start Brandon Williams at left back.
Oh, he is a narky little shit, isn't he?
So,
have you seen him?
I have, unfortunately.
Oh, he is a little. He's gonna he's going to pull. Is he?
He's
I
a
don't know if
little
he's.
fuckhead.
Yeah, I don't know if he's local. I don't know if he's a Manc, but
Oh,
he's
I don't know.
whatever, wherever he's from, he is. You can see him pulling something on Sunday. Now it might work in our favor with a red card, or
A
I can,
penalty.
yeah, but I can, because he's going to be up against Salah as well. Like at least like Salah's kind of too honest, or like Salah isn't like isn't the best diver, whereas like Mane can like square him up and dribble properly. Like Salah's very direct and generally doesn't tend to play very well against United. But
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see.
It's going to be Matic and Fred in the middle as well, which I think we'll have a great time playing against that.
Yeah, it's every bit as sexy as it sounds.
They'll probably have to play Lingard now that Rashford's injured.
Pogba's out, is he?
Pogba's out. It'll be James and Martial with Greenwood up front. I reckon probably.
Is Rashford definitely out, or?
Well, it didn't look very good when he limped off after 16 minutes after coming on. So
he came on as a sub?
He came on because Solskjaer wanted to win the game, and then he came off injured. And
with a hamstring.
It was his back actually, but apparently Solskjaer was talking about 3 different injuries that he's been suffering from. So,
oh well, if he was able to force on against Wolves, they're going to pump him full of all the painkillers. There's no way they'll.
As soon as he went down, he came off. He didn't even really. He said he tried to play on. He didn't really.
But he obviously has this game in mind as well. So I'll say it now. I'd be shocked if it'll be one of them where like play through the pain. It's kind of like an outdated thing, but at the same time, there are certain players who definitely still do it. To their own detriment, like Harry Kane at Spurs, and Rashford is kind of that talismanic figure for United now. So I can see them. He's almost his own boss, where he'll just say, I'm playing against Liverpool.
It could be a situation like the Champions League final where Kane got rushed back and he was genuinely ineffectual because he was still suffering.
Here's hoping.
It could be one of them.
Here's hoping, because we know Rashford fucking loves playing against us.
You know what? We're going to stick 4 past them, I think. And if they score 2, they score 2. But 3 points is all that matters.
Yeah.
Even though I think a draw is fine. And
I wonder will he start Ashley Young, actually. He'll bring Ashley Young out for this game.
And wheel him out.
Yeah.
Unwrap the cotton wool.
He's probably the kind of... But like it's again, it's a bit your dad, but he gets the fixture as well, and he'll know how to be a fucking shit, because he is a shit.
You know he responds when Solskjaer goes, "We are Manchester United." In the team talk.
Well, because Young's actually been around long enough to remember when that meant something.
Yeah, I think he's been there longer than Solskjaer was. Hasn't he?
He was actually good as well. I remember in the first game, Young, because he was playing left wing back, and he would hook it, because he would be in Trent's face when Trent had the ball, but Trent was dropping into his natural position, kind of flat back 4. So Young kept doing a thing where he kept hooking it first time over him into the space for Rashford to...
Oh, for what? Peak Milner 16, 17? Milner every time he got the ball.
But it was working, though, because they kept getting Rashford into space first half and running at Matip, and he actually gave Matip a really tough game, just because there was so much space. So it'd be interesting to see how we adjust, if at all, to that, or if we just try and play our game. And United, this is the one thing they have going for them, is that they like big games, and like a classic cup team, they like playing in big games away. And
that's all they are now, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not even saying it as like to slag them, or
it's cute.
They're just that's what they are now. Yeah, I can't even begin to make a prediction.
4-1.
4-1. I'll say, so what, we've oxed.
I think we'll go 2-0 up. It'll be 2-1, bit nervy, and then we'll steamroller them.
Yeah, I can see. I'm going to say like 2-0, and there's going to be a delightfully contentious penalty, and
which VAR doesn't overrule.
Yeah, some glorious. There's gonna be
some glorious Stockley Park drama.
Because you know as well that United fans are going to be in full fucking voice, because it's like, it's almost now that they're shitter than ever in like 30 years, and we're better than ever. That almost makes it a bigger game in some ways. It's just such a weird dynamic that it's hard to explain, but they're going to be our fans are going to be so up for it, and our fans, despite everything, will be cagey if we don't make a very strong and fast start. So it's so volatile, the emotions swing so easily, and you can hear the crowd.
I'm just happy I'm not watching it. I'm so happy I'm not watching it.
You're lucky, SOB.
I'm going to be in a place that has no phone signal either, so I will not know the results at about 9 o'clock.
Are you being locked in the basement or what?
No, it's my football club. I've got a monthly meeting, and it goes on for like three or 4 hours. AGM as well. So, but it's in a place that's got really terrible phone signal.
That's #real football that they'd schedule it at the same time as the United. No regard for the Premier League. Yeah. I love that. Love to hear that.
I mean, they haven't. I'm surprised the Premier League haven't sent a cease and desist letter. But yeah, it's great.
Our figures in Nottingham are down. Send Scudamore down. Take care of
that. And it's going to be also horrible knowing that it's going on. I can watch the first half an hour, I think. So I'll watch that, and then
I did have one experience of that where I had to get. It was actually 08-09 again, and it was when we beat them. We beat them 2-1, and it was actually one of those where I had to do a thing earlier in the day, and I was raging that I was missing the Liverpool United match, so I had arranged for a friend to the Sky Plus to record it, and then this friend wasn't even home when I got there. He had to be somewhere else. I was just able to go over to his house and fucking play it, and I watched it all from the start. And I hadn't even checked my phone or anything, and I got to watch the full match and watch us win 2-1, and it was glorious delayed gratification. Yeah. And I even got to check my text after, and my same friend had texted me Berba, because Berbatov had set up the first goal or something, but then none after that, and that was glorious. But that knowing that something's going on while you're doing something else, and it's not just any league game, it's their game. So
I was at the same monthly meeting last year when Liverpool beat Everton with Origi's goal. I got there on about 80 minutes, and I'd given up hope because we'd bought on Origi, we'd bought on Shaqiri, took off Salah and whatever, and I just saw my phone flash up on the table when it had got a very brief signal, and it was just my brother putting Origi in massive letters with lots of eyes at the end.
Yeah.
And he just said craziest goal, or something like craziest goal ever.
Yeah, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as spoiler free in modern football. It always finds you.
I went home thinking, how crazy can this goal be? And I didn't realise it was going to be that crazy.
That's barely a year ago. Is the scary thing.
I was just. He just told me, say, just watch Alisson. I'm like, oh, what does Alisson do? And then he runs on, and then he clops in his arms. I'm like, what? What is going on?
It's like a fever dream or something.
I always think it's one of those things that if I was watching it live, it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because you never know what would have happened.
My reaction, that'll be people say, oh, I burst out laughing when that goal happened. No, I genuinely was belly laughing when that goal happened, because I was like, this isn't real. I was not quite delirious, but I was just laughing at that goal. But yeah, that's football happening when you're not away. So here's hoping for more football meeting memories for you, and less me hiding in the bathroom and coming out to a 1-0 defeat.
Let's hope John O'Shea doesn't start on Sunday.
Back God, it's John O'Shea's music. It'll be interesting. Oh yeah, so you're going to be away. I'm going to be watching it at home, and
Dave will be there more than likely.
God, no one. I don't blame him for not coming on the episode today. He has to prepare himself.
He's been preparing himself since the start of December.
Well, you have to with these things, Yeah. You've failed to prepare.
Prepare to fail. Indeed.
And on that note,
that's about it, isn't it?
It's been good to be back. Our next episode schedule is as per usual. If we win, if it's a really good win, we'll be really up for it, and we'll do our best to deliver you prime content. And if we don't win, we'll see
you after the FA Cup game.
I was going to say we'll see you in 2021, but that's maybe a more a more reasonable compromise.
We're not talking about the FA Cup game because I don't care, and we don't care.
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter, or well, you used to be able to find me. I'm doing a hashtag detox these days, and it's not bad. It's going okay. But you can find the account on Twitter at LFC.
Lots of
what is our handle again?
at LFC Stuff Podcast. But
yeah,
very, very loads going on over there. I mean, I can't remember the last time it was tweeted on. To be honest,
well,
Dave was doing some jazzy graphics, I think.
God, yeah, Dave is he's the real unsung hero of this podcast. Me and Josh just show up and actually record.
Present it.
Yeah, Dave does the artwork, and it's part of his media empire. So, but yeah, we'll be sure to tweet out about this one, and match ratings and so on will return. But for 1 week only, for one weekend only, for one day only, it's all about emotion and it's all about United. Good luck.